Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boys? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, man, I had to do a video in response to what I heard, or reaction, I guess, to what I heard Mark Jones say on AOH video this morning. I was watching AOH video a little while back, and this guy Mark Jones, man, I don't know what he called Luka Doncic the sidekick to LeBron James. So now Luka Doncic is LeBron James' sidekick? I thought that LeBron James was a sidekick. To me, LeBron James has been a sidekick since Anthony Davis came to LA, guys. LeBron James has been a sidekick since then, in my opinion. But Mark Jones, once again, you have these guys that are supposed to be professionals. They're supposed to be educating us. They're supposed to be giving you the facts. He's telling you that LeBron James at 40 years old continues to defy the odds. And then he also says something about, can LeBron James get Luka Doncic across the finish line? Are you kidding me? LeBron James ain't carrying no one across the finish line. And he ain't leading the team at damn place. And Luka Doncic damn sure ain't his sidekick. LeBron James is Luka Doncic's sidekick, if anything. And like I said, to me, LeBron James has been a quote-unquote sidekick since Anthony Davis came to LA. We're going to talk about this video, guys, because I don't know what the hell Mark Jones talking about. Mark Jones needs to be taken off the air. He should be never given a microphone again. And these guys shouldn't be allowed to talk about basketball. They shouldn't be allowed to cover the sport. They're not going to be honest about it. If they don't have the facts, if they're not going to educate the people out there, they shouldn't be allowed to talk about it. And this guy, Mark Jones, exposed himself. This dude's a straight clown, man. He sounded stupid as hell when he said that, and he looked even dumber when he said it. Now, I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled by all support, man. I want to send a special thanks out to the Titanborn. Shout out to the Titanborn for coming through with a super thanks. It's truly, truly humbling, man. Thank you very much. I want to send another special thanks out to Eric5556. Shout out to Eric5556 that came through with the super chat. Thank you very much. Shout out to Roland Curtis that came through with the super thanks. Thank you very much to Roland Curtis. And shout out to Abdul Byron 5105 who came through with the super chat, with the super thanks. Thank you very much to Abdul Byron. I hope I said your guys' names right. Much respect to all you guys out there, all the true basketball fans. Thank you very much, guys. It's truly, truly humbling. You guys know the deal on this channel. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I was watching AOH video this morning earlier, and I got fired up listening to these comments from Mark Jones. And, I'm listening to this guy, Mark Jones, and then I listened to some of Uncut Hoops clip this morning, or not this morning, a little while ago, actually. A video he just dropped. I was listening to some Uncut Hoop stuff, and, the things that these guys say on the air is insane. You got Stephen A. Smith talking about LeBron James always raises his level of play at this point at time of the year. Does he? Is he activating playoff mode, Stephen A. Smith? I don't know how LeBron James always raises his level of play at this time of year. That's part of the reason why we say LeBron James is 4-6 in the finals, because he hasn't always raised his level of play. He's been inconsistent. But Stephen A. Smith will say, LeBron James is going to raise his level of play like he always does this time of year. And he always does? You see, it's the wording that they use. LeBron James doesn't always raise his level of play. So if you want to say, hey, LeBron James, sometimes LeBron James raises his level of play at this point in time of the season, this is when you would expect LeBron James to raise his level of play. You say something like that, that makes sense. But when you say, LeBron James at this time always raising his level of play, he always raises the level of play at this time of year, that's a lie. He hasn't always raised his level of play, which is why his teams are 4-6 in the finals, man. So what that speaks to is more often than not, Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James is not raising his level of play. And that's what we talk about. His teammates will help him out. They'll do it. They'll raise their level up, but LeBron James won't raise his level. Then they'll lose, and they blame the teammates. They blame the coaching staff. They blame the opponents. They blame circumstances, injuries, whatever it is. They're going to blame something. LeBron James is going to come to a post-game press conference wearing a cast, whatever it is. So I'm listening to this guy, Mark Jones, and he's there with that dude, Jay Billis. Jay Billis, the guy that I was talking to you guys about the other day, when he said that LeBron James, what did he say about LeBron James, guys? That LeBron James doesn't normally complain. He's not a complainer. That's what Jay Billis said. So now you have Jay Billis and Mark Jones side by side covering this game. Who the hell wants to listen to that broadcast? You see what I'm saying, guys? This is what we're talking about. Jay Billis in that same game saying that LeBron James is not a complainer. And before the game, you have Mark Jones calling Luka Doncic LeBron James' sidekick. Sidekick now. Coming into the season, I'm pretty sure I saw ESPN had Luka Doncic ranked, I believe, second behind Nikola Jokic in the NBA coming into the season. I'm pretty sure they had him second. At worst, he was third. But I thought it was Jokic, Doncic, and then Antetokounmpo. I thought those were the first three names. I could be off. It could be Luka and Giannis. But either way, he's a top three player coming into the season. Remember, LeBron James was ranked 7th coming into the season. But according to Mark Jones, he's going to tell you that Luka Doncic is the sidekick, not LeBron James. He's LeBron James' sidekick. When I thought it was pretty common knowledge or pretty obvious that LeBron James is obviously the sidekick in this scenario. And like I said, for me, one of the reasons why Mark Jones sounds even more ridiculous is because to me, and a lot of us out there, LeBron James has been the sidekick since Anthony Davis got to LA. So when Anthony Davis came in the 2020 season, LeBron James was a sidekick from that moment on. He was the sidekick. I don't want to hear about the stats. None of this stuff for LeBron James during the regular season or how many triple-doubles he got. When you have Anthony Davis there doing all the dirty work, boxing guys out, playing defense behind you, just like he was this year, doing all the dirty work for LeBron James while LeBron James gets all the credit. While LeBron James gets some, little easy rebounds, uncontested rebounds, right? When LeBron James can play free safety on defense and get some corny blocks and steals. Can't guard his man, though. Walking off the court early, load match. All this has been going on, but LeBron James is not the sidekick. He obviously is a sidekick. You think about that play-in championship game, right? Anthony Davis went out there and scored 40 points and 20 rebounds, right? Dropped 40-20 game. They still give LeBron James the MVP, though. So Anthony Davis does all the work, and LeBron James gets all the credit. Was LeBron James the main guy in that? No, he was a sidekick there. To me, he was a sidekick. But Mark Jones won't say that. He'll call Luka Doncic a sidekick. Now let's think about this. Back in 2020, guys, when I tell you that LeBron James has been a sidekick since Anthony Davis got there, we can argue that LeBron James was a sidekick in Miami for a year or two. We can argue that when you look at some of the numbers that his teammates were putting up in relation to him. Even in his second stint in Cleveland, do you guys know that Tristan Thompson led the playoffs 3 consecutive years in offensive rebounds? 2015, he led the playoffs in offensive rebounds. 2016, he led the playoffs in offensive rebounds. 2017, Tristan Thompson led the playoffs in offensive rebounds. That's a huge help to you, right, to your team. Offensive rebound the ball. I've talked about offensive rebounds a lot because LeBron James don't hustle for them. He doesn't go after and get them. Tristan Thompson led the playoffs 3 years in a row, guys, in offensive rebounds. So that's really good. That's some help right there, isn't it? But let's say LeBron James had no help, right? Or Kyrie Irving got hurt. This guy got hurt. He ain't playing with this guy. He ain't playing with that guy. LeBron James out there shooting 66% from the free throw line in the 2016 playoffs, right? 69% from the free throw line in the 2017 playoffs, right? But he's leading his team, right? Look how many times LeBron James led the playoffs in turnovers, right? But they don't bring that up for LeBron James, right? They won't bring that up how many times he led the league or the playoffs in turnovers. A lot of times. So, yeah, LeBron James might rack up some assists that we know he gets these favorable assist calls, but he racks up a lot of turnovers, and we all know that they do not count the turnovers the same way for LeBron James. So, like I said, if LeBron James gets called for 4 turnovers in a game, he probably really had 7 or 8, but they didn't call them. Those are the facts. You guys know that. But let's think about this for a second. You guys remember Kyrie Irving had 530 points in 2016. Do you guys remember Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen being that close to Michael Jordan in total points in a playoff run? Not even close. Not even close, guys. Kyrie Irving was 22 points behind LeBron James in the points in 2016 for total points. So LeBron James had 552. Kyrie Irving had 530. And LeBron James' 552 was not even the most in the postseason that year. I believe Klay Thompson had the most points in the postseason that year. Not LeBron James, but Kyrie Irving right behind him. But LeBron James is a leader, and everyone else is a sidekick to LeBron James. Now, let's think about this 2020 thing for a second here. Because like I just told you, to me, LeBron James has been a sidekick since Anthony Davis came to LA. And I told you, Anthony Davis saved LeBron James in LA. There is no bubble championship without Anthony Davis. Now listen, man, Anthony Davis wasn't perfect in LA. He missed a lot of games those first couple of seasons. We get all that, right? We clowned Anthony Davis, Mr. Glass, street clothes, right? We get all that stuff, right? But I told you over the last 2 years that LeBron and Anthony Davis were on the Lakers, Anthony Davis actually played more games than LeBron James. So you can't really talk about Anthony Davis and how frail he was in LA without talking about LeBron James and holding him to the same standard, because LeBron James is the one that's pumping himself up, being durable and longevity and working out and doing all this stuff. Anthony Davis was never been pumped up that way as a workout warrior or as a guy that spent all his time and energy on his body. None of this, that's LeBron James. So we expect you to be there. We don't expect Anthony Davis to be there. But somehow Anthony Davis was still there more often than LeBron James over the last couple of years, and also giving more effort than LeBron James. It doesn't make any sense. But the thing about 2020, excuse me, guys. In 2020, you guys know Anthony Davis led the postseason. It's the playoffs, guys. Entire playoffs. He led them in points, win shares, offensive rebounds, blocks. I mean, he was leading the entire playoffs in all these categories, guys. But somehow, Anthony Davis was not leading the Lakers. He obviously was leading the Lakers. You guys remember how the finals played out that year. LeBron James literally sabotaged the Lakers. He sabotaged Anthony Davis and the rest of the guys so he can collect some more stats. So they sacrificed a win or two just for stats. The Lakers should have either swept the Miami Heat or beat them in 5 games at most. But it went 6 games for whatever reason, because LeBron James out there goofing it up, taking all these shots. LeBron James scored more points than Anthony Davis, right? He averaged more points than Anthony Davis. Oh, excuse me, no, my fault, guys. Anthony Davis scored 2 more points than LeBron James during that run. So some of LeBron James fans might be like, oh, well, he only scored 2 more points than LeBron James. Yeah, but let's think about this. LeBron James shot 382 shots. Anthony Davis shot 359. So he took, 23 more shots than Anthony Davis, scored 2 less points. Once again, it's a classic AOH scenario. How many times has AOH posted LeBron James has the most shot attempts on his team, but he's the second or third leading scorer on his team? We've seen this, right? How many times have we seen LeBron James take the most shots, be the leading scorer, his team loses, right? So Anthony Davis took less shots than LeBron James, but scored more points than LeBron James. LeBron James shot 119 three-pointers that postseason, guys, which was good for 9th in the entire league in the postseason. 9th, 119 threes. What the hell is LeBron James taking 119 threes for? Once again, you're shot jacking your way to stats, just to get your stats up, to make it look like you're doing something. Anthony Davis took 60, guys, 60 threes. So he literally took half the amount of threes of LeBron James, took 23 less shots than LeBron James, but scored more points than LeBron James that postseason, guys. LeBron James had 84 turnovers that postseason, the 2020 bubble, which was obviously the most in the postseason. This is where LeBron James leads. Anthony Davis led LeBron James, or led the Lakers, or had better field goal percentage than LeBron James, better three-point percentage than LeBron James in the postseason, and better free throw percentage than LeBron James in the playoffs, guys. This is for the entire playoffs. So as you can see, to me, when you think about not just the numbers, but you watch the games and you see the impact on the defensive end that Anthony Davis had, remember, guys, without guys like Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard playing big down low against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, then they may not be able to get past the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals that year. But Anthony Davis was sensational. Remember, he hit the game winner. I don't know if it was game 2 or game 3. Hit the game winner in that Western Conference Finals. So once again, how is Anthony Davis a sidekick at that point? To me, like I said, Anthony Davis has been clearly the leader on the Lakers, or maybe not the leader, but the best player on the Lakers since he's been there. LeBron James is supposed to have been the leader, like I told you, but he got no leadership. Anthony Davis ain't got no leadership. He's never been the leader. He's not supposed to be the leader. It's supposed to be LeBron James. He's the highest paid guy. He's the max contract dude. He's the main guy on the team, right? It's LeBron James. Right, he's the one that's always crying and moaning for trades, right? Every year, it's always, what does LeBron James need? Not what does Anthony Davis need, or what do the Lakers need. It's what does LeBron James need. Every other team, it's like, hey, what do the Milwaukee Bucks need to do? What do the Clippers need to do? What do the Nuggets need to do? But for LeBron James teams, is what can they do for LeBron James? Not what can they do for the Lakers. What do the Lakers need? What does LeBron James need, right? They're always looking to help LeBron James. So that's what I was saying. Everything goes on LeBron James, except for accountability, except for responsibility, never falls on him. They blame Anthony Davis. They blame the coach. So to me, when you think about it that way, Anthony Davis was clearly leading the Lakers, clearly the best player in the team, and clearly LeBron James was a sidekick in 2020. The way that Anthony Davis was playing defense, and like I said, dude on both sides of the ball, rebounding, blocking shots. Like I said, just playing an overall game, being efficient, knocking down shots. Anthony Davis was the leader of that team. He should have been the Finals MVP. We all get that. But LeBron James, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he got Finals MVP. Good for him in his little bubble championship. Anthony Davis clearly leading them, though. And now we think about Luka Doncic, and Mark Jones is going to tell you that Luka Doncic is the sidekick to LeBron James. That's laughable at best, guys. It's laughable, man. Luka Doncic has clearly been the best player since he's been in LA, right? And Anthony Davis was clearly carrying LeBron James all season long. But Mark Jones is one of these guys that probably thinks LeBron James is an MVP candidate this year. He's marveled at LeBron James. Like he said, oh, LeBron James at 40 years old is still doing it. Really? He wasn't being carried by Anthony Davis? You guys won't point to all the film that we put out of LeBron James standing around, wiping his chest, blowing on his hands. I mean, it's the first play of the game. You got LeBron James standing in the corner, blowing on his hands, while Luka Doncic does his thing. But Luka Doncic is a sidekick? Mark Jones, what game are you watching? Once again, you've sold your integrity just to promote LeBron James through a narrative and a lie. Right? Just like they said, what Kendrick Perkins said a couple of months back, that LeBron James is playing at a high level on both sides of the ball. A high level on both sides of the ball, he said, guys. That's insane. These are the takes. Now let's think about this. These are the same people, right? They'll say that Luka Doncic is a sidekick, and you know all the LeBron James fans, they agree with that stuff. They love to hear that kind of nonsense, right? Mark Jones pumping up LeBron James as the best player in the Lakers still. You know, you had Zay's cousin came to our live on Sunday. This dude made a comment that LeBron James is still one of the top players in the league. Really? He's one of the top players in the league. I said, we could look at that one of two ways. Either that exposes this era of NBA, that you have LeBron James at 40 years old, not playing a lick of defense, load managing, chucking up shots. He's still one of the best players in this league, doing that, playing that game. That's how weak this era of NBA is. Or we flip the script, and once again, you're living in a delusional world. No one agrees that LeBron James is one of the top players in the NBA still, except for ESPN, except for Kane and Jess Smith, except for these weird LeBron James fans. We all know that Luka Doncic is clearly the best player on that team. We all know or knew that Anthony Davis was clearly the best player on that team. LeBron James was being carried by those dudes. When you watch Anthony Davis this season, he had to guard his man and LeBron James' man. And box out, right? So LeBron James can get some rebounds. That ain't being a leader there. But Luka Doncic is a sidekick. So these same people are the same people that love to promote Scottie Pippen as if he was the reason the Bulls were winning. Oh, Michael Jordan's 1-9 without Pippen. So when you say that, you're trying to imply that Michael Jordan couldn't win without Scottie Pippen, or that he needed Scottie Pippen. No, we tell you sometimes, he needed help. He just needed some help. I tell you, they hold Michael Jordan to a higher standard than anyone else in history. Michael Jordan's the only player that can't have help. Larry Bird can have all this help. Magic Johnson can have all the help. Bill Russell could have help. Will Chamberlain can have help. Jerry West, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan. Everyone else can have help except for Michael Jordan. He can't even have Scottie Pippen. So they'll promote Scottie Pippen as not the sidekick. So Scottie Pippen wasn't a sidekick. He led the Bulls. He was the reason they were winning. Michael Jordan was there playing the sidekick to Scottie Pippen. That's how they make it seem. These same people will tell you that Luka Doncic is a sidekick to LeBron James. That doesn't make any sense. That's, once again, hypocrisy at its finest. Michael Jordan was not the main guy. They promote Scottie Pippen, talk about Scottie Pippen all the time. That's why I laugh. The LeBron James fans spend more time talking about Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, than they do talking about Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, any of these other guys that went out there and performed for LeBron James, that performed with LeBron James, in support of LeBron James. They're busy talking about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen never led the playoffs in points, never led the playoffs in anything, guys. Never led in points, rebounds, assists, win shares, none of this stuff. Anthony Davis led that playoff run in points and win shares. Scottie Pippen could never do that. Could never. Anthony Davis did that. So the only player, I believe, that played with Michael Jordan that led the playoffs in something, in a category, I believe Horace Grant. I can't remember what year that was, but he led the playoffs in rebounds one year. And Dennis Rodman. In 96 and 97, I believe, he led the postseason in rebounds. They know Scottie Pippen there, though. But Scottie Pippen's the main guy. Michael Jordan's a sidekick now. This is how they're trying to rewrite history. Doesn't make any sense. But Luka Doncic is a sidekick to LeBron James when he's clearly better than LeBron James. He's been better than LeBron James. Like I told you, LeBron James has been a sidekick since 2020. In my opinion, he's been the sidekick since Anthony Davis has been there. He's not promoted as a sidekick. We get all of that. But he's been a sidekick. He's been carried by Anthony Davis on the defensive end. For years now, guys. Years. Mark Jones. So once again, guys, you know this is what we're talking about. These guys sell their integrity. They have no honor. That just doesn't make any sense, that statement. They're not giving you the facts. They're not educating you. For anyone to think that Luka Doncic at this point in time of their careers is a sidekick to LeBron James and not the other way around, you've lost your mind. You've lost your mind. If you think that LeBron James is leading the Lakers anywhere, leading them anywhere, then you're an idiot. They're only going as far as Luka Doncic takes them, guys. That's the bottom line here. And I told you, they're probably only going to go as far as Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves can take them. LeBron James is the weak link here. He needs to be the third option, let alone a sidekick. I don't even see how the Lakers could win with LeBron James being the main guy or the second guy. I told you, J.J. Redick should have been had LeBron James playing about 20, 25 minutes a night, taking about, 12 to 15 shots a night. Instead, you have this clown out here taking 18, 19, 20 shots a game, playing 35 minutes a game. Insane. Turn the ball over 4 times a game. Not playing any defense. Not hustling on the boards. But Luka Doncic, the sidekick? Like I said, guys, these are supposed to be the people educating you. This guy gets paid money, a lot of money, I'm sure, Mark Jones, to talk on this microphone. And you got him and his fool Jay Billis standing next to each other. So one guy calls Luka Doncic a sidekick, and then not that long later in the game, you got Jay Billis saying that LeBron James is not a complainer. These are the 2 guys you have in the booth. That's insane. Straight liars. Bunch of clowns, man. You guys know the deal, man. Shout out to AOH and Uncut Hoops, man, for doing the videos that they've done today, man. You guys know the deal. I'll catch you guys on the next one.